Are you facing difficulties right now? Don't run from them. What you're going through could be the key to your most powerful evolution. If you are experiencing pain, suffering, or frustration, I want you to know that these experiences can be much more than obstacles. They can be gateways to a fresh start and a deep transformation. We all go through challenges that at first glance seem impossible to overcome. However, what few people realize is that, with the right perspective, these situations can push us towards something much greater than we ever imagined. In this video, we will explore how suffering, vulnerability, and challenges can be powerful allies in your personal growth journey. Instead of viewing these experiences as burdens, you will learn to turn them into fuel for your evolution and your best self. Get ready to discover how life's challenges can turn into opportunities for your greatest personal growth. Are you ready to transform your pain into power? Let's get started. Suffering as a catalyst for growth. We all face difficult moments. Pain, suffering, and loss are universal experiences. What truly defines our success is not avoiding suffering, but how we choose to respond to it. Suffering doesn't have to be an obstacle. It can be a turning point that challenges us to grow, understand ourselves better, and become more resilient. Every challenge we face has the potential to shape us into something greater. It tests our strength, but also teaches us to expand our capabilities. When we're in the middle of the storm, it's hard to see beyond. Sometimes all we want is for the pain to stop. But what if, instead of running away, you could approach the situation and see what it has to teach you? Suffering can be the soil where the seeds of resilience begin to grow. I remember a story about an entrepreneur who lost everything. His business collapsed, and he faced an immense financial crisis. What seemed like the end was actually the beginning. Instead of being defeated, he used this moment as a turning point, reflecting, learning, and reinventing himself. That suffering led him to create a new company, stronger and more successful than he ever imagined. Now, I want you to reflect on your own journey. What suffering are you facing right now? How can it transform into a springboard for your growth? Don't let it define you. Let it propel you to a new level. Suffering can be the key that unlocks the next phase of your life. Vulnerability as strength. Have you ever felt weak, insecure, or exposed at some point in your life? Perhaps you've been afraid to show who you really are, with all your flaws, insecurities, and imperfections. Society often teaches us to hide our vulnerability, to create a facade of perfection, as if showing fragility is a sign of weakness. But the truth is, vulnerability is not weakness. It is, in fact, a strength. And more importantly, it is the key to profound personal transformation. When we show vulnerability, we are, in fact, acknowledging our humanity. And that is what creates the foundation of true strength. Vulnerability is an act of courage. By opening up to our weaknesses, we take a big step toward self-awareness and authenticity. And from this authenticity, we build real connections with others, and most importantly, with ourselves. Imagine vulnerability as a lantern in a dark forest. At first, the light may be weak, but as you move forward, it begins to reveal the path ahead. Without this light, you'd be lost in the darkness. Vulnerability isn't just the light that illuminates, it is also the strength that allows you to continue, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. Vulnerability is like the wind that helps a seed spread and grow. It allows us to bloom even in the toughest conditions. Without it, we would remain stagnant, trapped behind our own masks. Vulnerability is what allows us to be authentic, to be human, and through that to connect deeply with the world around us. Now imagine the power that comes from allowing yourself to be vulnerable, from opening up to your truest emotions and showing who you really are. When you do this, you create a space where others can also feel safe to be authentic. This is the beginning of true transformation. Vulnerability is the key to a life of greater connection, authenticity, and strength. By embracing it, you will discover an inner power you never imagined possible. How to recreate yourself. Life is a journey of reinvention. We all go through moments that challenge us to change, to grow, and often to leave behind parts of who we once were. But the truth is, no one is bound by their past. What you did or didn't do up until now doesn't define who you are, nor what you can become. True transformation begins with the decision to recreate yourself. You are not bound by the experiences of yesterday. Every day you have the power to reinvent yourself and create the strongest version of who you are. What really matters is what you choose to do now, because your actions today shape your future. The idea of reinvention may feel daunting, but in reality it's one of the greatest freedoms you can experience. It's not about erasing the past, but about using the lessons it brought to create something new. Every decision, no matter how small, is an opportunity to build the most authentic version of yourself. You have the power to shape your future with every action you take, every change in your thoughts and behavior. When you decide to recreate yourself, you leave behind the limitations of your past. It doesn't matter if you failed or made mistakes. Those don't define who you are now. What matters is that you have the freedom to make different choices starting right now. There's no single path to transformation. You can shape it the way you want, with every conscious step you take. Reinvention isn't an immediate process, but a gradual journey. Every day is a chance to align more closely with the version of yourself you truly want to be. And you don't need to wait for a big, external change to begin. True change starts from within you, in the choices you make and how you decide to respond to the world around you. At every moment, you have the opportunity to reinvent yourself. It doesn't matter where you are now. What matters is where you choose to go from here. The power of transformation is always within your reach, facing challenges and using them as stepping stones to success. Life's challenges may seem like insurmountable obstacles. When we're in the midst of a difficulty, it's easy to feel like everything is against us and that our dreams are slipping further away. But the truth is, what really defeats us isn't the challenges themselves, but how we choose to respond to them. Instead of seeing them as barriers, we should begin to view them as stepping stones that lead us to a new level of success. Challenges are not obstacles. They are opportunities disguised as stepping stones that help us become stronger versions of ourselves. Imagine yourself as a climber. You don't climb a mountain without facing loose rocks, steep trails, and tough sections. But each difficulty you overcome brings you one step closer to the top. Life's challenges work the same way. They test our ability and may even make us question our strength, but these very moments prepare us for success. They are not the end of the road, but the path to something greater. The key lies in how we respond. How we handle challenges can be the difference between a temporary setback and a major breakthrough. When you face a challenge with the right mindset, with courage, focus, and a clear vision, you turn every difficulty into an opportunity for growth. Great personalities like Michael Jordan and Steve Jobs faced immense failures. Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, and Jobs was fired from the very company he founded. For many, that would have been the end. But for them, it was the beginning of something much bigger. They used failure as fuel for their determination, and what seemed like a defeat became the foundation for their phenomenal success. Every challenge, every failure, is an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. They don't have to define your destiny. Instead, use them as stepping stones to reach a new level of success. Now, ask yourself, how can I use the challenge I'm facing right now as a stepping stone to my success? Every obstacle is a chance to evolve, learn, and come closer to the strongest and most fulfilled version of yourself. High-performance practice in everyday life. Now that you've learned how suffering, vulnerability, and challenges can be used as stepping stones to success, it's time to discuss how to maintain this momentum and achieve true high performance. High performance is not something you achieve all at once. It is built day by day through consistent actions, healthy habits, and a mindset focused on excellence. High performance is not just about big moments of brilliance or isolated achievements. It's made up of the small, everyday actions. Every decision you make, no matter how small, has the power to bring you closer to the best version of yourself. So, don't wait for your life to change overnight. Start by changing your day, and with that, your life will start to transform. The process of high performance begins with intention. When you wake up, ask yourself, what can I do today to get closer to my best self? Setting a clear intention first thing in the morning puts you in a state of focus and action, aligning your daily activities with your biggest goals. An effective way to sustain high performance is by setting small, achievable daily goals. They can be simple, like increasing your productivity, practicing gratitude, or dedicating 15 minutes to improving a specific skill. These daily goals, when consistently met, accumulate and create a significant impact on your progress. How is your morning routine? How do you start your day? If you don't yet have a morning routine focused on high performance, now is the time to create one. It could be as simple as dedicating 10 minutes to reflection, meditation, or visualization to align your mind with the goals of the day. Another key aspect of maintaining high performance is self-control. In difficult moments, it's easy to lose focus. But true high performance is not about never having a bad day. The secret is in how quickly you recover and continue moving forward. The true measure of high performance is how you bounce back from setbacks and keep going. Think about this. Every action you take today, no matter how small, is a step toward the person you are becoming. Every positive habit you adopt is a solid foundation for your future. Remember, high performance is not a distant goal. It is something you build every day with intention, discipline, and action. The power to start is in your hands. Don't wait for the perfect moment to improve. The perfect moment is now, and the path to high performance begins with the decision to take the first step today. We've reached the end of this journey of reflection and learning. Suffering, vulnerability, challenges, and the ability to reinvent ourselves are powerful themes. They are not just parts of the human experience, but the keys that can unlock our true potential. We've learned that suffering doesn't have to be a burden. It can be the catalyst for our evolution, teaching us resilience and self-awareness. We've seen that vulnerability, far from being weakness, is a strength that connects us to our humanity and gives us the courage to act with greater authenticity. We also explored how we can recreate ourselves, no matter what has happened in the past, and how each conscious decision can lead us to a profound personal transformation. Finally, we discussed how challenges, instead of knocking us down, are opportunities disguised as stepping stones to success. And to sustain this journey, it is essential to practice high performance in our daily lives, with consistent habits, a focused mindset, and intentional actions. Now, I want to leave you with a final message of action. Don't wait any longer. Don't wait for the pain to disappear before you take action. Start now, at this very moment, to transform each adversity, each difficulty into an opportunity for growth. The path to personal evolution begins with the simple yet powerful act of choosing to move forward with courage and determination. The moment to start is now. Transform your pain into power. Recreate yourself. Overcome challenges and seek your best version.